What is up, folks? This is Zeracast, and welcome back to Infinity Minecraft. Alright, so I think I figured out exactly what I want to do as far as powering our farm down there. So currently I have... Do I not have another way up here? I just realized that. Good job, stupid. Alright, so what I'm talking about is I have an elevator to get down here, and I have a hole over there that I can get up into the other room, but I don't have a hole that I can access this room for. Okay, whatever. I guess I'll just do that for a second. Let's go ahead and make an elevator, actually. I think they're pretty easy to make. Elevate. There. Elevators. Yeah, just 200 pearls. Okay. 200 pearls, some wool. I've got plenty of wool. Actually, how much wool do I have? A decent amount, about 5,000. Alright, so let's put... Where do I want you? I'll put you here, I guess. Alright, so I'll put you there. And there. And there we go. Alright, so now I have a way to get in and out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cannibalize this thing. I don't really need it here. In fact, it's actually going to save me. Where is it? Yeah, I've got power going over there. Where the heck did I bring that from, though? Oh, I've got it running behind the wall here, don't I? Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's running right along like that. So it's actually going to save me quite a bit to be able to just hook this thing up. So what I'm going to do is I've got that. Let's go ahead and disconnect this. I've got this over here now, so this should be fine. I've got this bus here. Now okay, so I don't have anything but the power hooked up. That's fine. And it shouldn't be on. Yeah, it's off. You can tell it's on or off by the way that these little sides flash. So that's off. I can still flip the switch and be just fine. But these things are just so expensive. What I was going to do is I'm going to just save all this stuff because I don't need it now. There we go. Now that I have these cables running over here, I didn't really need to have it set up like this. That was just a remnant of what I had when I didn't have cables running over here, because I didn't really have what I needed to be able to hook this cable up way over there. So, but yeah, so I was taking a look and I was thinking, how else can I power my applied energistics system down there? So there's a couple ways I could have done it. I was thinking about running these glass cables all the way down there, which would have taken a lot. I mean, I can make them. That's not a big deal. And actually, I might have been able to do it with just these. But that wasn't really what I was looking for. So I was like, well, how else can I do it? Well, I can do it with an ME controller. For some reason, the ME controller and the energy acceptor have the exact same pattern. I think that's because they want it to be a barriered entry, but I'm kind of thinking this is a mistake. I think the energy acceptor should have a different pattern in here. I think that's just yeah, I think that was just a mistake in patterns. Because setting up a system that just has 8 channels isn't, shouldn't be that hard in my opinion. And 2, just having this storage cell, it only stores 200,000 energy units for applied energistics. So it's not like this thing should be a fortune, and in my opinion at least. And I can see these things being expensive, right? But not so much energy acceptors. I was thinking that this was just going to be a barrier to entry into applied energistics, which, like I said, it makes sense to me. But this pattern makes more sense when it's applied to an ME controller instead of the energy acceptor. So I think that's a problem there. I am running, if you're curious, I'm on 2.2.2 of the pack. Thankfully, they fixed, well, either it was a problem with my computer or they fixed whatever it was causing those constant frame drops every like 5 to 10 minutes or something that I was having and getting really aggravated with. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just drop these in here. But yeah, I'm just going to take this energy acceptor and use it down there because that's really the only way I can do this without... Oh, I forgot to bring dirt and fertilizer and stuff. It's really the only way I can do this without having to do silly stuff. Alright, so that's powered. I do need to go back... Oh, a little bug there. I do need to go back up and get some dirt. I'm going to need... Let's see, I'm going to need dirt, fertilizer, potatoes, and I'm also going to need a panel. I need a terminal. I'm not going to do a crafting terminal because I don't need one down there. Doesn't really have anything hooked up down there. I mean, there's not going to be anything in the system that's going to need it. Let's see, I've already got plenty of fertilizer. I don't want to fill my inventory up completely. I could use a bag. That would be the smart thing to do. What else do I need? I need to make a terminal. It's on the second page, yeah. Alright, interface terminal. Okay, I don't have the rest of the stuff I need. I need to have an interface, and I need to have a panel. Okay. Thankfully, those are not expensive to make. Oh, that's not what I needed. Oh. Oh, I was looking at an interface terminal. I just need a normal terminal. Well, I needed those anyway, so... Alright, so I need some formation cores as well. I have these to auto-craft. But since I'm not making something that itself is auto-crafted, I'm going to need to go ahead and just make that. Okay. Alright, there's my terminal. Now, what else do I need? I think... Oh, I need potatoes. Right. Potato. We have 35. Well, that's not good. But they'll multiply as we go. Alright, so I think that's everything that we need. I think. The advantage of just running line down here is that I could have just accessed everything from here, which would have been nice. But let's go ahead and put our dirt in here. Yeah, no, you're not going to export just yet. I'm going to need one of you, and I can put the rest in here. Same with that. Yeah, I know I did it a silly way. So there's import bus. It's going to import everything. We're going to need you, we're going to need you, and we're going to need you. Now, if I remember correctly, it should start importing this stuff no matter which side it was on. In the past, we've had an issue where you had to put it on a certain side, and if you connected it from the north, it would import into a certain area. But I think it just imports period now. At least it's the way it should work. The fertilizer go down here? It goes there. Okay, so all these are veggies, which is good. Did I put the potatoes in there? Yeah, I put the potatoes in there. Let's go ahead and drop these in here. Okay, so good. The potatoes are going in. And there's the fertilizer. Alright, so let's go up here and see this start working. Awesome, huh? So it's going to start filling it with soil. So we've got farmland here, and it's putting all that in. And it's automatically farming it, which is good. Yeah. I like how it puts in these little water things too. They're actually just too often, but it doesn't. I'm not really worried about it. It's going to do all the work itself, so, you know, who cares? Yeah, looking good. So I'm not going to have that many potatoes planted at the moment, but of course, as I'm sure you know, potatoes multiply rapidly. So for each set of these, you usually get, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get several per harvest. So pretty soon all of these are going to be done or covered. You know, they're going to be planted. So this is going to do its own thing, and I'll eventually set it up to where I make some rocket fuel from these, but we're going to need to let this run for a while before it's ready to do that. Probably transfer some more dirt down here. Looks like I didn't put enough. Oh, no, I did. That was enough. Okay. I don't know if in this version the soil actually gets depleted or not. That might be the case, so I might need to transfer some more dirt down here. But we'll see. I think there's going to be, yeah, there's still some in here. Potatoes are all planted, fertilizer. Fertilizer lasts for so long until it's done, and then of course it gets used up. So that's how that works. But we have our system set up down here, which I'm really happy about. Obviously, you don't need to have an AE system set up. You can just have some chests down here and, you know, have some servos hooked up to it and just use normal, you know, item pipes and stuff like that. You do need pipes set up though, because if you don't, then it's not going to be very automated at all. But doing it that way is not difficult. Doing it this way is probably easier, just because the applied logistics is, once you get the hang of it, you know, it's really simple to do. But gosh, these things are expensive. I like this version of the pack, I really do. But I think the cost on some of the things is a little off. This one in particular. But we can go ahead. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and set up a wireless terminal. Why not? It's been something that I've been kind of wanting to do. I'm just going to let this guy run. It's going to be a while. But we'll check back on it after a while. And after we start getting a good surplus, a good income of those things, then I'll start making rocket fuel with them, which is what we need to make a bunch of other stuff. So, yeah. Now, let's drop those off. I don't need those. Actually, I could need them in a little bit, but I would rather be using smart cables anyway. So, all right. Now, what are we going to need? We're going to need... I'm going to type in wireless. I think that might be a little easier. So we need to make, that's extra cells version of it. We're going to need, that's an Essentia. Okay. I guess it's just, there's a wireless terminal. Oh, here's the fluid one. So what are these? Interesting. So the first thing we're going to need is a wireless access point. For that, we're going to need a wireless receiver, and I'm probably going to set up several of these in the future, but a calculation processor, which I have plenty of, and glass cable, which again I have plenty of. Fluix Pearl. Do we have any of these? I don't think we do, but we can make one. There we go. That was easy. Alright, so wireless receiver. I think I do have some quartz fibers. Good, I do. Alright, so there's that. And I clicked on the wrong one. Alright, so in there we can make wireless access point. Now, these have a limited range to them. We can really plunk it down wherever we want to, really. There we go. And in a second it should change color. There we go. And it's on. Cool. But these have a limited range on them. So the range at the moment is 16 meters, which is not very far. 16 blocks, basically. So, you know, over here-ish. That's not very far. I mean, yeah, whatever. Right? I mean, it's not very good. But you can make these wireless boosters. I'm trying to remember. Oh, ender pearl powder? Okay, do I have any? I mean, I got plenty of ender pearls. I'm not really worried about making them. Okay, so I don't really have any ender pearl powder, so let's just do this. And I'll grind these up real quick and be right back with you guys. Alright, folks. So, we've got some ground up. Now, you can't actually stick that many in there for increases, but I'm going to make several of these access points and spread them around the base so that I have better coverage. So as you stick them in here, it increases a little bit at a time. Not all that much. Oh, actually, you can increase it a great deal now. You should only be able to put in 16, but apparently 528 meters. That's not bad. That's 4,000 AE a tick. Really? Wow, that's kind of high. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way to tell how much energy is in that at any given moment, which is really unfortunate because, as you can see, I can sit here and watch it, and it does nothing. Now, energy is flowing into here at a greater rate than is being used, but it doesn't update. Okay, I could do it that way. Oh, am I losing power now? Oh. Yeah, I'm losing power now, right? 426.4, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have to work on power. So I guess I just have too much hooked up at the moment and not enough lava pouring in because I don't really, my lava is not doing all that hot. As you can see, it's mostly drained. Yeah, it's not doing great. And to fill these up, it's probably not going to be that efficient. So what I may start doing is using ender pearls as a supplement. Yeah, I'll take a look at these. So generates RF using ender pearls, eyes of ender, and ender lily seeds. Very efficient. So I'll probably take a look at these and see exactly how, well, what do these take to make? Oh, it doesn't. It's not giving me a pattern for them. That's strange. Let me, you guys aren't going to be able to see this. Was the ender generator, extra utilities? Okay. I'm going to see if I can build this. They may have the recipe disabled unless you already have it made. So, I mean, the recipe's disabled. Oh. Hey, buddy. That was just using up way too much energy. Okay, so I'm glad it can be done. I just can't use it like that yet. So if I take, say, 16 of these, that's 80 meters. Actually, I'm not even going to have this thing hooked up right now. I'm going to save the power. Which is, it makes me kind of sad because I just did that for nothing, but oh well. Alright, let's see if I can make one of these things. Alright, so... Alright, we need ender pearls across the top. We need 2 eye of enders. We need a furnace. Do I have a furnace? Is that a normal one? That's electric. That's a redstone. Fine. Furnace. I don't want a slab furnace. I want a normal furnace. Why would cobblestone make a slab furnace? Maybe that's the problem? Oh, it takes compressed cobblestone now? What the heck? Really? Alright. So let's do 9 of these, I guess. Yeah, go ahead. That's so silly. Alright. Fine. Gosh, it takes 81 cobblestone to make a furnace. That's crazy. Alright, alright. Sorry, let's go back. Alright, we need... Is that a block of iron? Do I need to make another one of those too? Oh, okay, I can do it this way. That's fine. Like, don't make me do that. Alright, like that. And then we need redstone here and here. We need ender. So like that. Like that and like that. Okay, no. That pattern doesn't work. I wonder... Are all of these disabled? Okay, so this one's not. This one doesn't have a pattern. If you right click on it, it does something, which is actually, I think, a bug, but... Maybe they thought it was just too powerful. So you can't do it with the lava. Redstone. You can't do solar. You can't do TNT. I think this is kind of silly. I mean, really. I could do this. I don't have that many ender stars, though. I mean, the nether stars. I've got, I think, like 16. And I can get plenty more. I just don't have an auto kill version for the area for the wither. Are you really going to make me go that far that I need to make one of those just to get power? What I could do is set up a reactor. Who knows what this stuff costs now, though. Reactor access point. This all takes steel. I might just have to wait for steel to be produced. And I've got a decent amount of yellorium. I'm not too worried about that. And I wasn't planning on doing a... I might do a steam turbine eventually. The thing about these is they don't produce that much power, considering how complicated they are to make. You can make them to where they produce a ton of power, but you have to have them so regulated that, like, they turn on for a certain amount of time, they go to the point where they almost break down, and then, you know, they turn off. Which to me is not something that I find all that interesting. But yeah, the more I actually got into seeing how much that these big reactors actually produce, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, they produce a good amount of power, but when you compare them to other ways of producing power, they're just not worth it. I don't think. I mean, if I can get this to steadily produce power, I mean, that's way more. It's not, it's, you know, I don't know, and they're just much less work. So, I don't know. I'm going to think about how I'm going to produce more power, and then we'll get something going. But also, I'm not a big fan of nuclear reactors, to be quite frank. There is another option. And I would have to put this somewhere else, because apparently it can blow a big hole in your world. So they have done... Brandon's gotten his reactor up and running. It's kind of scary. And I need to do a lot more work in getting the awakened draconium and stuff up and running as well. And you need chaotic cores, which take chaos shards. It's frightening to me. Let's take a look. Is it in my bag? I think it might be in my bag. Uh-oh. I think something's saving. There we go. Alright. Where'd you go? Are you in here? Oh, I'll put you in here. What are you doing in there? Alright, so let's go to index. Oh, and you can hold down shift now to scroll faster, which is nice. Very nice. That was a big complaint I had. Alright, so basically all this flavor text is telling you that you need to be really, really, really careful. So, and while generating millions of RF energy, the reactor self-contains that energy with little to no RF escape once balance has been reached. This balance is best achieved at an operating temperature of 8,000 degrees. So basically this is nuclear reactors, but more dangerous. In here somewhere is an explanation of how great the explosion is. And the explosion depends on how hot the machine runs. And it'll go through anything and everything. Okay, so for maximum efficiency, try to maintain 8,000. If the temperature passes 8,000, the containment field will begin suffering increased power drainage, which reduces overall RF output efficiency. For instance, at 10,000 degrees, the field will be suffering 10 times the load. Wow, really? At 11,000, 20 times. Wow, man, that's... The gauge measuring this containment field shows the strength of the field. Remember, the containment field will accept an unlimited amount of energy, so you will never be able to get its strength to 100%. Interesting. So, potentially it's unlimited power. But it comes at a cost. So you use draconium fuel. And imagine that's in here somewhere. Chunk. Stabilizer frame. But yeah, all this stuff is kind of expensive and is super in tier. So I'm probably not going to go this route just yet. Don't worry, I will make it. But it's just not going to be just yet. So I'm going to figure out a way to run power that's a bit better than what I've got going on now. So I'm going to think about it for a little bit, and I'll be back with you guys. Alright, so I will see you in just a second. Alrighty folks, so I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. I think what I've decided though is I'm going to go ahead and make a big reactor. They're kind of fun to make, so I'm just going to put it in here somewhere. I don't know where. They're, like they say, they're kind of big, so, you know. But I'll make one of those. I've gone ahead and moved the rest of these because I wasn't getting enough lava in to really use the extra 9 medium versions of those generators, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But yeah, so this is fine for now. This is actually the only energy that I have creating at the moment. Thought about doing solar. I made all of these solar patterns. I need a bunch of steel though to really make that viable. And that's gonna take some more work. What we can do to go ahead and finish up the episode, I do need to make some blast furnaces. So, blast furnaces, okay. That is not the one that I need to do. This is the one I need to do. Alright, so it's going to take either a ball of glue or an ender pearl. And, funny enough, the better choice for me is the ender pearl. Ball of glue. What do you even do to make these? That's not... I don't even know. And these are all already glue. So yeah, I have no idea how to make glue, which is really unfortunate. I don't know if you can even make glue at the moment. But yeah, I can do ender pearls, that's fine. Or you can do TNT. Ender pearls are the better option for me. Normally they're kind of expensive, but I've got my, you know, farm over there running all the time. So I've got over 12k of these things, so we can go ahead and just do this. It's actually going to take quite a few of them. Bricks are the limiting factor at the moment. I don't think that's enough. How much clay do I have? I don't really have all that much. Let's go ahead and make some bricks. Oh, and you can just make bricks this way too. Oh, that's making hardened clay. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Do I have... I thought you could make bricks that way with mods. I guess not. Maybe it's with a different one. Alright, so brick... I don't really... Alright, let's just see. Oh, I'm gonna need... spoilers. A lava bucket. Alright, but I have this awesome source of lava right over here. Imagine that. So, oh, actually this is where I wanted to go. I just didn't want to get there that quickly. Alright, so what you need is... I need 3 deep. And yeah, I could empower this, but I'm not going to. It's actually having a hard time empowering it for a while. For some reason I'd hit my hotkey for it and it just wouldn't work. Alright, so let's go like this. Alright, so what you need is 3x3x4. So let's go like this. Oh, and these guys over here are 3x3x3. So there's a block with nothing in the middle. You don't need a block in the middle. But for these blast furnaces, yeah, I need more blocks. Okay, so that's definitely going to need... Alright, so... Oh, I do have a terminal over here. So, clay... Let's go ahead and put you in here. And that'll work pretty quickly because I have my speed upgrades in here. Which actually use more power, I think, than they used to. But I could be wrong about that. Alright, so clay. Oh, they're bricks now. Brick. Okay, it's 11... Which that's not going to get me very far. I just need a few bricks. I don't need that many. I mean, a few, yeah, brick blocks as opposed to bricks. Alright. So, let's go ahead and make as many more, because I'm going to need a bunch of these. Let's go and do that. 20 more, that's plenty. Okay. For now. It's not plenty to make this thing. Let's go ahead and do this. I'll do like this. And you actually are going to get disconnected for a minute because you're in my way. Let's do like that. Alright, so the best thing to do, alright, you need 2 blocks in the middle. You put lava in the middle like that. And go like that. And you have your blast furnace, which you need coal coke for. I'm actually going to go from going to be under time to being overtime, but I mean, that's usually how it goes, right? Alright. Hook up. There we go. Alright, so let's go like this. I'm going to need an export bus. And I'm going to need a capacity card to start. I need you. So this export bus. Capacity card. I'm going to need import. That's a fluid, which I don't need at the moment. Import bus. I've got my cables already. I'll hook it up on this side and do like I did for over here. So I was trying to save the amount of, cables I did. I can make plenty of cables, but I've got, 1 for 2. I couldn't do that over here, but you can't have these actually within diagonal blocks of each other either. They won't complete into their multi-block structure. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I'll go put you there and you there. Alright, this is the export bus. So I'll put the capacity card in here. I'm going to need... oh, you're right here. I'll need iron. And I'm going to need coal coke. Okay. So you're going to be here and here. And you should put iron in the top. And coal coke should be in the bottom after the speed's up. Unless I'm going to need to put them on different sides. Most mods have made it so that you don't have to do it. They're intelligent so that they just... Actually, let's just do... It's going to be slow at first. They speed up over time, but it's not really necessary to put an acceleration card in there. Alright, so it did go ahead and put it in there. Good. Alright, so it's going to start stacking up the coal coke too. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Great. Now, you don't want to set this up to be automatic without having one of those... Oh, what do they call them? Limiters? Is that what they're called? Emitters, level emitters. I just combined both of them. Level and emitter to limiter. Alright, so you can set up one of these to where it'll shut down once you have so many ingots in there, but I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I don't have that much iron, but I have the ability to make plenty more. So this is another almost 22,000 iron right there. Once that's processed and everything. So I'm not too worried about it, and I can always turn my quarry back on. So I'm just going to let it run. Now, that might not be a good idea if you're on a server. I'm actually used to playing on servers, so I tend to think about these things. But in a single player world, it isn't such a big deal because it's only going to be running if you're logged into the game, right? Because that's the only time it's on. Now you can see it works really slowly right here, so it's even less of a factor. But if you are on a server, think about this, because if you don't log on for several days, or if you just leave it running and you're playing and you forget about it and you have, 10 of these things set up, it's going to eat through your iron. It's going to make it into steel, which is theoretically better. But you might just need iron for your, materials and stuff for crafting. So, be wary about having these things run 24/7. But you can do it if you have plenty. So, that's going to wrap us up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe learned something. But yeah. So, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful